Rob and Slim Show?
Hey, it's Lucas. How's
Hey,
it going, guys?
good,
All right,
Lucas.
Lucas.
Good. How are you? We're so glad to have you back on, dude.
Oh, doing well, doing well. How about yourself?
Good,
Happy
good.
holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy
How was your
holidays.
Thanksgiving?
It was fantastic. It was just my dad, myself, and my mom. It was great.
That's what I did. Yeah, it was just great. Yeah. That's awesome to hear.
Much.
How's it?
Yeah, how was yours?
Good, good. Yeah, like just me and my parents just chilled. I think Slim was alone with his cat.
Yeah, my mother dropped off food for me, like
Oh,
a
that's
big plate
cool.
of food, and then I just like got drunk and played video games by myself
That's so cool.
with my
So
cat.
you have the best holiday of us all three, huh?
Yeah, that's it.
Slim wins. Slim won Thanksgiving, Lucas.
Free food. I didn't have to deal with any family. I just got food.
You just got ripped. You got the food. Shit, you're living the life, man.
Yeah,
That's it.
he's doing it right. Doing it right, Lucas.
is.
Thank you though. We just had on for the second time, Michael McCormick. Thank you so much for connecting us, dude. And I wanted to ask, did you work with Michael?
Yeah, I worked with Michael on a couple of projects, and when I first met Michael, I was going out for, I think it was like cocktails or something with my talent agent, and her name, she's retired now, but her name's Belinda Holbrook, and she said, "Hey, do you mind if I invite some other friends and actors and blah?" And I was like, "No, of course not." So we went out. And I met Michael for the first time with our mutual talent agent. She's Belinda, and so, we became really good friends. We hit it off. We've worked on projects together. He's worked with Meow Wolf. I have, and he is so nice and such an inspiration. I've got to hang out with him a few times, and he's just remarkable.
Yeah.
His stories are amazing.
And he just sounds like he'd be a guy you'd want to hang out with, and just you would never want it to end. That's the way I feel like every time we've had him on a few times, and just like, yeah, I could have talked to that guy for hours.
For hours, and every now and then we try to do this where we get together as friends, a group of friends. But there have been a couple times, where other friends couldn't meet up, and so it just end up being Michael and myself, and we'd have lunch together and chat. And those lunches, our time would go for hours, literally.
Yeah. Wow.
3-4 hours just chatting, talking about stuff that is so really in depth, oftentimes, and other times things that were just so simple. And so he's just a remarkable guy, so talented. I got to see his a collection that he had before it burnt. I don't know if he told you.
Just mentioned
but a
it.
large,
I never knew that.
Yeah, he had a large collection burn, and I was fortunate to be able to see it and to see a lot of it. And seriously, I've been there twice to his house, and every single time, or to his collection rather. And the two times that I've been there, it was just remarkable and amazing. Every time I was at awe at different things that he did. He worked on primarily in film, and just remarkable.
Yeah. Sounds it, dude. That's so cool. That's so
yeah,
cool.
If your listeners don't know who we're talking about, it is Michael McCormick, and he was the one of the props makers for Jim Henson and Star Wars, George Lucas, and it's pretty interesting. He's worked with the same people that I worked with, but he worked with them back in the 70s, 80s, and now we're working with each other in what is it, 2020?
Yeah.
We do Comic Cons and stuff together, and so he's good. He's friends with another director, Bruce Logan, who did Tron and he did Space Odyssey 2000, and just worked on a ton of things. But he also worked with him on Star Wars, and so it's really interesting when you get to go when you're at a convention, or you're in my case, I'm hosting the events, and I have these cool guys just hanging out, shooting the shit, talking about things they did, and it's really cool. It's a great experience. So, Yeah, and they're cool guys. Bruce Logan's another guy. You should get him on. Get him on. He's a nice guy,
Cool.
Director, and yeah, overall great guy. You'll love him.
I was just blown away that Michael was the one that made that little monkey puppet in Star Wars. That was in Jabba's palace.
He created
That's
our
iconic.
childhoods,
Yeah.
Lucas. Wow. That's
Yeah,
so cool.
that thing is pretty damn impressive. I love that. He's the funniest. He's the funniest character, of all of them. And yeah, it's pretty remarkable. Just last year, around summertime a year ago, he was working on a project, and we all met up for cocktails. It was like a Friday, and so a group of friends, there were like 8 of us before COVID, obviously. And anyhow, and he just finished making this new prop and this new character, and it is so cool, and the way it moves. It's so realistic, the way, he makes those characters come to life. And they're iconic. You put that on put that anywhere, and everyone's going to know what that is, what that character is from. So,
yeah. One of my friends, too, when I recently had told them about the first time we talked to him, they were like, yeah, I feel like that's an artwork that'll never die, because people always crave that. People always crave that almost live, interaction type of a thing. Like, it separates. It rises to another level.
And even in like movies and TV shows, it always just looks better than CGI, in my opinion. It's more work that goes into it.
Yeah, 100 times. Like, if you can do it with an actual item, versus CGI, you see that in there, and it just becomes so iconic for certain films, and the people that make it is such a talent and a craft. I have some other friends, actually, now that I'm thinking back, that also do puppeteers, and they make these characters, and to see that amount of talent, they're amazing people. They really do make it come to life. That's the fun thing. So yeah, they're great guys.
That's cool. Lucas, have you been performing or working since the COVID outbreak?
Actually, in March, when everything shut down, like it was the next day, I lost all the comedy gigs, all the hosting gigs, pretty much in one day. I got tons of emails like, sorry, we have to cancel, blah. And so I haven't done any stand-up, no hosting, obviously. What I'm working on at the moment, although I've had a lot of auditions and I am in a mini-series, I can't give away too many details. We filmed the pilot of it. It is called, I think I can give out the name, Rainbow Clouds. It's based on 1985 AIDS epidemic.
Yes.
It's based off of a stage play.
I think we discussed it last time
we did.
talked.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, we talked about that, I think. And so the network came back and they had to, not to get into too much detail, but it was going to be done as a feature film. Well, they came back and said, they need to convert it over to a miniseries, because that's really what's the driving force right now are miniseries, and not really films, but series.
Yeah.
And so that was pretty interesting. So they said, hey, they changed things over. We did our first pilot. It was amazing. It's just amazing. I'm really excited for the story. And then I've had a ton of auditions, which are really, it's really interesting. I think the film industry is gearing up for a lot of work come 2021, and they're doing things in a way that is very safe. I felt very safe on the film set when I was filming. I felt very safe, and I felt that all the protocols for COVID, I don't know how long it's going to last, but certainly I'm not a first responder, and I think like the nurses and doctors, they're the ones at the front line. They're the ones that should have the vaccines first. And so, it's maybe just a waiting game for us. But it's definitely a good time for any artist to have, and focus on whatever their craft is. I think this is a good time to just hone and prepare for things coming.
I love hearing that you saying you felt safe. I think that's a great thing to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt safe, and there were some scenes where, there's a scene where actually two where it's somewhat intimate with my partner, and and the entire time we just felt comfortable with each other and safe, and that is considering we didn't get rehearsal time. Oftentimes, you'll get rehearsal prep time. You can maybe get a stand-in to run lines with you and stuff. But because of COVID, we really didn't have that opportunity. And I know my scenes specifically, I really don't can't speak for the other actors, but for me, it was really an emotional time. You find out your boyfriend. So having run the scene, I'm thankful for our producers and everyone because, they made you feel safe, and I was still able to run my lines with someone, and still be able to have a human connection because it really felt, and that was the first day of filming, it really felt like everything was so sterile. And so people that I've known and worked with on other films, it was just like, I love them. I wish I could give them a hug. We don't even do elbows because we keep that distance. But it did feel safe at first. It was a little awkward, but you get, used to it and you move on. Yeah.
Some of that work, like, I don't know, fist bumps. Sometimes I'm like, should I even do that with my buddies? Like, yeah, you don't even know. You don't even know what's cool or acceptable right now.
It's like, fuck it, whatever, I don't, if I'm here at the farm, like I went down to my cousin's farm earlier today, had some business to do down there, and we keep our distance, we do our thing, but it's not like we have to elbow each other or we have to do any of that shit. We're just, I'm down there, I got to do what I got to do and pick up my orders and stuff and got to go, and so we just treat it like it's any other time here on the farm. Where we live is it's a very small community, but then you go out to these bigger things, you're like, shit, got to stand in line at Walmart, and I saw the line actually yesterday. I'm like, screw that. I went to like another upscale. It was higher upscale. I'm like, damn, you're going to pay, more money for your product, but it's more convenience. And yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know.
Lucas,
I got chickens.
I saw too. I saw on your website the products of your farm. Like, you guys do a legit farm. Like, you guys have stuff you sell online. I was gonna ask too. Is there a lot that you sell locally?
Are you saying you didn't think his farm was legit at first?
Well, I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was a meth ring, Slam. But I didn't know. I didn't know the extent of farming. I didn't know the reach of a farmer.
Well, there's a couple different ways you can interpret that. What type of farm did I have? What type of farm do I have?
Yeah.
It could be a farm of nothing but hand boys. And, hey, what type of farm do I have? I do have a lot of cocks. I will say that I've got a lot of chickens, a lot of hens, a lot of cocks. But so. Yes, that is my cousin's farm, Casado's Farms. It has been, I think his parents have owned it for about 80 years. In fact, so cool. His mom, she passed away, I believe, on Sunday. And so I was just there at their farm today. And so keep them in your thoughts and your prayers. It's a lifelong, 80 years of owning the company. It's definitely it's a true brand, and people love the product. It's a great, amazing product. I fall a little short because I don't cook, so I'm kind of like shit.
That's how I'd be. I'd be like, I'm not. Go down. I don't know if I could. That's how I'd be. I couldn't take over the farm. I'm not cut out for the farm for the farmer life, Lucas.
Yeah, like, we sell food products. You kind of got to know how to cook. So I've been getting a little fancy with the spices lately. It's actually been really fun. And so we do have a farm full-fledged. Like that's we actually, what I have or what my parents have right now is it's a really small, it's a micro farm. They have a couple rams, chickens, ducks. That's here immediately. But it's a farm community where we live, and it's really cool to be able to run down to the cousins, get some food, and run back with it. It's like going to the grocery store. Yeah, we just need to figure out the toilet paper thing,
Oh, yeah. Well, I feel like we're okay right now. I don't know. I feel like toilet paper's all right at the moment. It could be scarce again, but right now we're okay. We're okay.
There's got to be something on the farm you can use, like lamb's fur or something,
or some cloth, some.
Well, there's
some
always
feathers.
A rooster's tail.
Some terry cloth, is that a thing? I don't know. Is that a farmer term? Give me that terry cloth over there.
Give me the terry cloth. It's not the what is it? Potato sack nips. Potato sacks are a little rough. If you do want to go prime, you make sure you get the flour sacks. Now those are the things. That's the soft thing, but then you get flour all over the place. It just makes things easier to find sometimes.
That's the best of both worlds. You powder, you wipe, you got it all.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter if you're in Jersey or you're in Santa Fe.
Yep, that's right. No matter who you are or where you are, that's the best.
Yep. That is so true. Hey guys, I do have a couple. I'd like to get some other friends booked on your show. You guys are great guys, and so if I can help you with that, you'll let me know. I want to get some friends booked out there. This is pretty fun. You guys are great guys, and they definitely enjoy it.
We love it, Lucas, and we've talked to each other. I don't know how many times, and we always have a blast. Always have a great time. You're awesome. You're great people, Lucas.
Well,
one of the few from the radio guest list.
Or just even from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how we ended up, but it's definitely and I've made some friends from you as well, which is pretty amazing.
Yes.
A good network you guys have going on.
Yeah, that makes me happy too. Yeah, when I see that either guests or whoever from our shows have connected and worked on things or just known each other. Like I think earlier today I saw a post of David the Producers that you liked, and that's just so cool. So cool.
Oh yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, just such a cool, almost a family.
And that's really what it's sort of like working on a film set, and working here in film in New Mexico. There's guys that I'm working up with on Rainbow Clouds that I've worked with for the past 10 years. I've seen them, every year I see them on something, and at a certain point you just stop counting how many times you've worked with each other, and you're just like, hey, how's it going? And it's just like working with family, people. So, it's just great that we have, we're fortunate. It's been rough for a lot of people. I know that has not been easy on people and their mental health, but whatever we can do to just make people laugh,
just
entertain.
I always felt that way about the show when we started too. Yeah, everybody goes through some garbage or some shit, and they're just trying to get through their own crap. So give them a couple hours to escape that, and laugh or whatever, laugh, cry, whatever.
Yeah, I was doing a gig. It was a gig in for a Pride event, and I'm saying all these naughty about myself and whatever, and it's all raunchy. It's all funny stuff, but self-deprecating mostly. And so I did my bit, whatever, introduced the next act, got off stage, and a woman came up to me and she said, "Oh, she apologized for laughing." I'm like, "No, that's why I want you to laugh. Like,
Yes.
you need to laugh. Self-deprecating, you need to go there, you need to laugh." But she said, while you were up there, I lived vicariously through you, and I forgot for a moment that while you were up there she said that my son died, and he was gay, and he was 17. He was in school bullied, and he committed suicide. He was 17 years old, and so every time I whenever I get out there on a stage, I'm like, well, my day may have been shitty, but somebody else in the audience may have had a shittier day.
Absolutely.
And my job is to make them laugh and let them forget, because while I'm up there, I forgot about my problems too. I just want to remember what my line is,
Yes.
So, it kind of comes around.
Yes, and that's the thing. Yeah, there's nobody that hasn't gone through some tragedy of some sort in their own life. Yeah, like, so somebody is always dealing with something. I mean, we've even had times we've had to, deal with some shit and then come on and do the show. Like, yeah, that's the whole thing of it. It's the escapism.
Yeah. It's the escape, it's life, and it's giving people, an outlet and
a
it's
voice.
Definitely an outlet for as the people behind the mic or in front of the mic. But it's pretty cool. So I do have a couple things going on. Casadas Farms is one of them, and that's really cool if you have your listeners out there listening and they want to. So the idea behind this is we'll make gift baskets, and they'll be able to try the foods as well, prepare them with our recipes, but then add to their own and do their own recipes with their own foods, or however they want to make it, And so we've got that going on with Casadas Farms and Corvatta Farms, which is actually the company I actually own, is Corvatta Farms. And then we're going to be launching a CBD company here soon called BioTrue CBD. That's coming out. And just keep on. We're just working here, guys. That's it. Always busy.
Awesome, Lucas. Awesome. Thank you so much, brother. It's always great talking to you. And,
Thank you.
And it always will be. And we will definitely talk soon.
Yeah. Cheers. Happy holidays. You guys have a great Christmas. And if I don't get to chat with you before that, you guys be safe. Love you guys.
You too. Love you, Lucas.
You too,
We'll
Lucas.
talk soon, my friend.
Yes. Awesome. Take care. Bye, buddies.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye, my friend.